Hi, this is Jonathan Eccleston and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, or I like to call Guardians Volume 3 for short, definitely has given the MCU a fighting chance, or at least shows the MCU has a pulse at the end of the day, because Guardians 3 managed to pull in a super second weekend at the domestic box office. It only dropped around 47%. That's an incredible number of kind of achievement for MCU movie to only drop that small in its second weekend, especially when these MCU movies can be very front loaded and open very big. We just saw what happened with Ant-Man Quantumania not so long ago, where that dropped like a rock beyond its opening weekend, but clearly Guardians Volume 3 is behaving differently, and that's because Guardians Volume 3 is actually liked when it comes to these MCU movies that comes out. People are rallying behind it and saying positive things everywhere and every place they can. I have not seen Guardians Volume 3, but I do plan to see it very soon, and I'm so excited and can't wait to see it. But I'm definitely not shocked at the second weekend box office numbers for Guardians Volume 3, and I think it will continue to have strong legs throughout its run, and it clearly prove itself that James Gunn is still a force to be reckoned with, and people shouldn't be so worried about him taking over the quarters of DC, because at the end of the day he's given the MCU a fighting chance when really he shouldn't try to be helping the MCU. He should try and let it die at the end of the day, because James Gunn has competition directly with the MCU now these days, with him spearheading the DC quarters and making his own movies over there. But clearly James Gunn cares about the MCU, cares about these Guardians characters, and therefore showed his love with one final Guardians movie that clearly is going to leave a good positive note for James Gunn when it comes to the MCU, but also maybe get people to come over to the DC side of things, knowing that clearly James Gunn can make a great superhero movie every time. He's got consistency. He did it with Guardians Volume 1, Guardians Volume 2, and now he's done it with Guardians Volume 3. And not to forget that Suicide Squad sequel, that was definitely the best movie in the entire DCEU, without a doubt. Clearly James Gunn knows what people want in a superhero movie, and I think he's going to continue to do that in a different way, just over on the opposite side of things and no longer in the MCU. But definitely I do think the MCU is going to suffer without James Gunn, but at least James Gunn gave it one last gift by giving the MCU now a fighting chance to thrive, or at least survive in one way or another, or show that there is still interest in the MCU, with Guardians Volume 3 clearly proving that with how little it dropped, and most of all that clearly people can still say good things about the MCU, or maybe it's due to the woke coming so hard for Guardians Volume 3, attacking it for animal cruelty and this and that when it comes to its lead star Chris Pratt. That might have helped drive some business for Guardians Volume 3 and the mainstream audience to latch on to Guardians Volume 3, because we know the mainstream audience love a good non-political blockbuster that's not down with the woke agenda, and you'll definitely look like you're getting that with Guardians Volume 3. So that only can help Guardians Volume 3 definitely continue its run at the box office, and we'll see how high it can go at the domestic market, but also on a global scale. But then again, I'll talk about that in a separate video when I compare it to Ant-Man Quantumania, because believe me, that comparison is very fascinating and very interesting at the end of the day. But I'm rooting for Guardians Volume 3 to continue its amazing run so far, and hopefully it does have the legs I think it will, and hopefully when I do see Guardians Volume 3 I'm gonna love it and adore it like everyone else is currently in love with this movie. So I'd love to hear your comments below of what you think about Guardians Volume 3's super 47% drop in the domestic market at the box office, and how this movie clearly has strong legs, because clearly people adore the hell out of this movie, giving the MCU not only a fighting chance but actually showing it has a pulse still. Also be sure to click that subscribe button and give this video a like. So thank you for watching, and it's goodbye from me for now.